right, guys, here we are. It's Sunday, January 21st. It's whose house? Leonard house. It's me, it's l'amico Leonard, the friendly Leonard, the amico Leonard. It's a Sunday. It's really, really getting cold outside. It seems like to be in Chicago, I think, because right now it's really, really, really cold weather. I think we are at 0 degrees, right? And it's a great moment to do a video, a recap video, a review video about the first 3 weeks of professional wrestling in 2024. I got a big feeling starting 2024 about the pro wrestling, and I thought to myself this will be quite possibly the best year ever in the history of this marvelous business, this wonderful business that we all love and enjoy. And for now, right now, I think that I was right in the beginning. We will see about that during the year, during 2024. But I really, really think that this is the time to be alive as a pro wrestling fan, really, um, because right now every planet, every little thing, every coincidence, every element in the professional wrestling business is aligning perfectly, and I think this will be an amazing year because we will have we had a great Wrestle Kingdom. I will talk about later. We had a great Art to Kill, and I will for sure talk about later. We had three great Dynamite, two great Collision. I didn't watch yet the last Collision of last night, but I will watch it tonight, I think. And I will watch also Battle in the Valley that I didn't watch because I watched Art to Kill in that night live in Las Vegas. We had amazing shows. Only also in AEW we had the return of TNA, and we had also great shows in my opinion for WWE. Day One has been one of the best Monday Night Raw that I have seen so far in the last few years for WWE. We had a great. I have a big expectation for this Royal Rumble next Saturday, and I have a big expectation about this road to WrestleMania. I'm starting to getting involved once again in the WWE product, and I am happy about that because I think that the more genuine and healthy we can say competition there is, the better is for the fan, for a die-hard motherfucker like me that try to watch quite possibly every as as much as professional wrestling that I can, and I try to watch every company that there is. And I'm so excited, guys. Really, I have a big expectation for Revolution, for the return of the Bucks, for Sting retirement. A great friend of mine will be there in the attendance, and I hope he will send me photos and videos about this great moment that will be Revolution, because I really think that I was thinking about this 2 or 3 days ago when I was doing some workout in my home gym, and I thought to myself, listening to Metallica while I was training, I thought to myself that when everything will be said and done, when everything will be said about the professional wrestling business, I really think that the Sting will go down. If the professional wrestling will end tomorrow, I think that if the professional wrestling will end at Revolution in Greensboro, in the legendary Greensboro Collision for a temple for professional wrestling in America, right? If everything will go down, that will be the last show ever in professional wrestling. I think the Sting will go down in history as the greatest legend, the greatest icon, the greatest franchise player I can say, in the history of professional wrestling, and it's a thing that I reconnected and I thought about that, thinking about his retirement. You know why? Because counting and about stats and statistics and about facts, and not personal opinions. Sting is the I think Sting is the only wrestler, the only worker, the only sport entertainer, the only star, I think the only icon that competed and performed in every single big American television wrestling company. I think Sting is the only one that competed in WCW, competed in WWE, competed in TNA, competed in AW. I think he's the only one that competed in every big major pay per view for every big major televised wrestling company in America. He competed in Starrcade for WCW many times. He competed in WrestleMania for WWE, WrestleMania 31. He competed in Bound for Glory many times for TNA, and he competed for in All In London. We can say he competed to in Double or Nothing for AEW. I don't know which show is the AEW's WrestleMania, but Sting competed in every pay per view. So you can tell me the AEW's WrestleMania is Double or Nothing. Sting has been there. So I think Sting will go down as the greatest icon. I'm not saying he's the greatest worker, the greatest as a work rate, also because he competed in an era in the 90s where when the work rate was not so important in America, but as a star power, as an icon, as a charismatic figure, I think the Sting will go down as the greatest of all time for this reason. And that's amazing. It's incredible that we are one month and some days from the end of this legendary icon, the greatest icon in the history of wrestling. And I'm so excited about that. I'm really shocked and excited about the Young Bucks revolution. We can say the Young Bucks, the new Young Bucks. I am a little upset about that because in my head, in my heart, in my soul, the Young Bucks are the best version of the Young Bucks is the original version of the Young Bucks, the one that we saw in a New Japan Pro Wrestling for the Bullet Club before AEW, the Young Bucks that we saw in the beginning of AEW with the matches with the Lucha Brothers, the matches with Hangman and Omega, I think the match against Santana Ortiz, the matches against FTR during the pandemic. And I think that if I think about Young Bucks, I think about that Young Bucks. And these new Young Bucks, these EVP Young Bucks, we can say these, how we can say these corporate Young Bucks is the right word. It's a weird version of the Young Bucks for me, but I think I think that if we think about Sting, if we think about I don't know Chris Jericho, if we think about the greatest of the greats, one quality, one thing make them so special is evolution, is changing, it's revolution. And so yeah, the Young Bucks are evolving themselves, becoming less wrestlers and more management in some opinions. And I am really a little upset about that because I repeat, in my mind, the Young Bucks are the wild Young Bucks, the Super Kick Party, the Meltzer Driver, the Indie Taker, the wild matches that made them famous. But I'm really At first, watching Dynamite, I was upset, but then thinking about the story that they will tell about the Bucks and Sting and Darby that will lead to the main event of Revolution for the last match, Sting last match, Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks. For sure, this will be the main event and will be the match, the matchup, the lineup, the main event of the show. And thinking about the story that they can tell and how they can tell the story and where we they want us to lead, I think that I think will be great because thinking about the Young Bucks not as the greatest tag team of all times, not as the risk takers, the high flying maneuvers guys, but thinking about the Bucks as the protectors, the knights, the protectors of the AEW, of the soul of AEW, the AEW soul, the spirit, protecting the company from protecting the company from the outsiders, from the old timers, as they said in the Renee Young's interview. In this dynamic, the old timer, the self-serving star. It's a great version of the Bucks that, in the end, are the Young Bucks are the heart and the soul of AEW. So, in some way, if it's a weird evolution for the Bucks, but it's a great way to tell a great story about why the Bucks want to challenge Sting at Revolution to end his legendary career, but most of all to end his um, to end his career in AEW, to end his run in AEW. So as a as a medical a doctor that take out cancer from a body, the young bucks want to take out the cancer, the sting, and what sting represent, take out that cancer from the AEW's body, the AEW company. And I really loved what they said about Sting, acknowledging that Sting is one of the greatest of all time, and acknowledging the fact that they want to face Sting not because they hate Sting, but because they hate what Sting represent, the old timers, self-serving 90s great larger than life icons that come in other company to steal money from the young guys. It's not a Sting case, but I think that there are some shoots in the backs to other old timers. I can say about CM Punk. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, because AEW had some genuine and great and healthy and selfless old timers during the years, and every old timer, every legend had a great role in AEW and played the role very well, because AEW is a healthy, positive environment. But I think a little shoot, a little shoot, yeah, to CM Punk was made from the backs, from Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, you know. So I am really excited about that, guys. It will be a great pay-per-view. It's one of the largest crowd in AEW history, because I read on the web that Revolution is almost sold out, and are trying to make more seats, because the request for the tickets for the show is so high, because we have Sting retirement in Greensboro, in the heart of soul of professional wrestling in the America. We have Ric Flair, we have Darby, we have the Bucks, we have this generational clash that it's a little like a Shawn Michaels against Ric Flair in WrestleMania back in the day kind of scenario, as a great friend of mine told me. and will be great, will be amazing because it's AEW, it's the Bucks' thing, it's Darby. And speaking about Darby, yesterday I watched Rampage, and I really think that right now Darby Allin might be my favorite wrestler in all the landscape of professional wrestling. First, and second is one of the best. I think one of the best human beings, quite pop. One of the most unique human beings you will find in a pro wrestling ring and in professional wrestling in general. His match with Sting against the Don Callis family, so Powerhouse Ops and Takeshita, has been really marvelous, incredible. The risk that he took during the show was really insane, and the fact that he competed and the match with Jeff Hardy was really amazing and made me think. That match made me think about what makes a great pro wrestling match. I always thought about that. I always thought what makes a match great. And in my opinion, at the end, and this match was one of the representation about this. In the end, is the fact that in the end is the fact that it's not the I think it's not the talent itself about the wrestlers. It's more about the chemistry, the connection that two wrestlers have. Because I think Omega and Okada, for example, gave us some of the best matches ever in the history of professional wrestling back in the day in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okada and Danielson, that quite possibly is the same kind of scenario, one of the best wrestler ever in Bryan Danielson against Okada. In my opinion, Danielson and Okada was a good match, but not a great match. And I think the problem is the chemistry. And Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin had a deep, a deep and great chemistry in that match. And in general, I think Darby Allin is a different version of Jeff Hardy in some ways. I think that Darby Allin is a creation that have something from Jeff Hardy, something from CM Punk, and I think that if we can take CM Punk and Jeff Hardy and unite the two of them, and take the good things from both, I think we have Darby Allin, because Darby Allin is a straight edge as a character, like much like CM Punk, but he's a daredevil, a high risk maneuver, a charismatic enigma like Jeff Hardy. So if CM Punk and Jeff Hardy had a son, this will be Darby Allin. And I really, really loved the match, and I think that might be the best match of 2024 so far for me, in my opinion. We had great matches. We had Josh Alexander against Will Ospreay. We'll talk about that in few minutes. We had Okada and Danielson, of course, but I really, really loved Darby Allin against Jeff Hardy, and I really, really loved Takeshita and Darby Allin, the first Dynamite of the year. And I think Darby Allin is doing really, really great, and we will see. I think one day Darby Allin will deserve to have the AEW World Championship on his waist. So speaking about the AEW World Championship, I really, really loved Hook against Samoa Joe. I thought that was obvious that Samoa Joe was going to retain the title, and I think we will have Samoa Joe against Hangman Page against Swerve at Revolution. But the match itself was great. I'm really, really happy and excited about Samoa Joe's title reign, because I think Samoa Joe can give AEW and the AEW World Championship a kind of title run that the AEW Championship deserve and need right now, because MJF had a long reign, a great reign, quite possibly the best AEW World Champion ever. I think the best I really personally think that the best AEW World Champion ever and the best title reign ever has been the one, the Kenny Omega's one in 2021. But MJF has been the longest and for many the best. But right now we need a champion that it's different. It's more brings more legitimacy to the title. Brings more defenses, more seriousness about the title. MJF had a great run, but in some points has been a comedy reign with them, with Adam Cole, with also with Samoa Joe in some points. Also with the Four Pillars has been some comedy in some points. Samoa Joe will not give us comedy. He will give us boots to asses and slobber knockers, as Jim Ross will say, and uh, he will give us a killer as a champion. And I think right now, um, to to restore and to remember what AEW is all about, so in ring pure competition, first of all, we need a champion like Samoa Joe. And I'm really happy about that. I'm happy to have back the championship, the AEW World Championship with the black belt and not with the Burberry belt. I was sick and tired about that, and I'm really happy about Samoa Joe as champion and the kind of matches that he can give to the audience, to the crowd, to the pro wrestling fans in general. So more physical matches, maybe shorter matches, but more physical, more shoot, more aggressive, like his title reign back in Ring of Honor, maybe. And I hope that Samoa Joe's reign will be really long, really long. I don't know. I have a thought about this, and I think that it will not be so long as I think, but I hope it will be long. I hope that Samoa Joe can retain the title for many months, becoming really the final boss of professional wrestling. That is what Samoa Joe is meant to be. You know, what he was in Ring of Honor, in TNA, everywhere, and what he should have been. It's right in WWE in the first place. Speaking about other things, I'm really excited about Swerve, about his run. I think he's doing great. He's quite possibly the hottest wrestler in the business right now. I think it's becoming a little too much gimmick with these eyes, these black eyes. I think they have they don't have to ruin him as a wrestler, as a competitor, and let him be him, let him be he, right? So I we will see about that. We will see about that, and I hope that they will make him swerve, period, and not creating him as a gimmick that is not sustainable and not realistic for what he is. And speaking about other things, I think it's time to speak about Wrestle Kingdom. I really enjoyed Wrestle Kingdom. It's been a great show. Also, New Year Dash has been great. I'm really happy to see Tetsuya Naito back as the IWGP World Champion. I was there the first time. I was there in the Tokyo Dome the first time he won the championship back in 2020 before the pandemic, and I think for me spiritually, I wasn't there for the second coming, the second title victory last January 4th in the Tokyo Dome, but for me spiritually that moment was the end of the pandemic, because for me personally personally, I think that the pandemic, the COVID, played a big role, a positive big role on me to change my perspective about things, changing my priorities, and but and the last memory that I have before the pandemic is Naito winning the championship in the Tokyo Dome in 2020. And for me, this is the last nail in the coffin of the pandemic for me personally. And I think that after seeing Naito winning the championship back, I think the pandemic is really, really over for me. And a new day is coming. A new 2024 full of opportunities and positivity, really. I think in the last months of 2023, I had a bad energy vibration. Right now, I have a positive vibration about everything that can happen in 2024 in the wrestling business, but also in my life in general. And I'm really happy about that. I really enjoyed Okada against Danielson. The bad thing about this, the match was a masterpiece, a masterclass, and a master in technique and in psychology, in ring psychology. The way that Danielson tried to break Okada's arm and working about the arm and the Rainmaker was really fantastic, and personally gave me a weird, I can say, feeling about Okada, because I think that match was the first time ever that I saw someone working the Okada's arm for the Rainmaker. Okay, I think it was the first time that someone really made the match about the Rainmaker and breaking Okada's arm. And in fact, in reality, I think that speaking about the kayfabe, and this is a kayfabe, um, a kayfabe speech, but also a not kayfabe speech. Taking out the Rainmaker from Okada makes Okada a mediocre wrestler, in reality, in my opinion. It's the first time that someone tried to take out the Rainmaker from the Rainmaker. And I think that without the Rainmaker is a average, mediocre wrestler. And that's insane because, in my opinion, Okada is one of the. In my opinion, before this match, Okada was one of the best wrestlers ever. After this match, I think that Okada is a great wrestler, but that without the Rainmaker is not that interesting. His wrestling is not that interesting, because it's true, and this match proved it. And I really thought that the Danielson Okada was really great. The match was really great, but I expected something more about that match and about the Okada Danielson matches in general. And I don't know, I was a little disappointed. I don't know, because maybe the hype and expectation about Okada and Danielson, the two best wrestlers in the world today, because we have the best American wrestler ever, quite possibly, and the best Japanese wrestler ever, one against each other. You think about that and you think to have a 7-star match. In reality, you had a 4.5-star match, in my opinion. So good, but not as good as I thought. Great, but not as great as I thought. And I don't know. It's my opinion. The first one in Forbidden Door was ruined by Danielson injury and the fact that it complicated the match. This match was great, but not as great as I expected. The rest of the show was good. David Finlay winning the championship from Will Ospreay, the global championship from Will Ospreay. I loved the Catch 2 match and the new TJP. I loved everything. It was a great show, a great night. And right now, for me, it's time to speak about. I'm happy. First of all, I was really happy to see WWE Day 1. It's weird for me saying that, because I really hate The Rock. I think that The Rock. I think that The Rock is my most hated wrestler ever. I think that I don't hate any wrestler, but I really really hate The Rock. I despise The Rock. I can't stand The Rock because um, I don't know. The Rock is not a real wrestler. Is It's a wrestler that used the WWE and the sport entertainment to get to something else, to get to Hollywood, the movies, etc. But and I really I don't like him as a wrestling fan, as a die-hard wrestling fan. I love the wrestlers that love to be wrestlers. I love Danielson, I love Omega, I love Seth Rollins, I love John Moxley, I love Okada, I love whatever you want, okay, that is not The Rock. Quite well, I love Cody Rhodes, I love Adam Copeland. For me, mostly Adam Copeland is the one that most of all represent this sentence: a wrestler that love to be a wrestler. Adam Copeland tried for 9 years to come back to be a professional wrestler, and I hate The Rock for that because he's not a wrestler. But I have to be honest with you, and I have to be honest with myself. I hate him. I don't like him, but it's great to see him because I don't know why, but he has a charisma, a connection with the crowd, and this it's so happy watching a wrestling show and watching people getting mad for seeing The Rock and people that get excited. So I hate him. I don't think he is a real wrestler. When I think about professional wrestling, I don't think about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, but it's good to see him because people is happy, and I have to be honest with myself and to acknowledge that to The Rock. And speaking about acknowledging, a possible Roman Reigns against The Rock at WrestleMania 40 is. It's a main event that go against everything that I believe in. I believe in pro wrestling, about being a wrestler to 24/7, 365 days a year. And so it's a thing that represents what's bad with WWE, but from another point of view, it's one of the biggest and most iconic main events that WrestleMania can have ever, because we have Roman Reigns that it's undefeated for 3 years, has been champion for 3 years, 3 years and a half, and basically no one can beat him. Really, no one beat him, and it's unbeatable. It's undefeated, and at this point, it's becoming boring because there is no one else. There is no competition, and I think that The Rock is the right competition. And in my opinion, if Vince McMahon, Triple H, whatever, wants to do a The Rock against Roman Reigns, I think that it's because they want Roman Reigns to defeat The Rock to become the greatest of all time. Because if we think about this in a rational way, The Rock is the to this point is the greatest WWE superstar ever, because he defeated every great big name in every era. He defeated in WrestleMania. He defeated Hulk Hogan. He defeated John Cena. He defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he, and Roman Reigns is the biggest of this era, and quite possibly the biggest star ever as a dominating force in WWE. If The Rock wins, WWE is telling us that The Rock is the greatest star ever. If Roman Reigns wins, WWE is telling us that Roman Reigns is the biggest star ever. In my opinion, the right choice, the right winner should be Roman Reigns. But in reality, maybe they will. Vince McMahon loves The Rock, have a special love for The Rock. Is his biggest and most loved creation ever, and so I think that maybe uh, making The Rock win against Roman Reigns can certified and prove that The Rock is the greatest superstar in the history, because he defeated every greatest in every era. I don't know. We will see who will what will be. But I have really big expectation about this WrestleMania, this Royal Rumble next Saturday. I really hope and I really think it's the right choice to make CM Punk win the Royal Rumble. I think it's now time to finish the original story, because there is Cody Rhodes that wants to finish his story and winning the championship for Dusty Rhodes, but I think that the original finish the story is the CM Punk story, in which CM Punk left WWE in 2014, and now we are in 2024. Um, and 10 years after, he can win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. Main event one of the two nights of WrestleMania. We will see, but I think as a CM Punk fan, I don't care what you say. I think, and I don't care about deserving. I think CM Punk deserves this because it's a 10 years in the making story. It's the reason why he came back to WWE, quite possibly, and I don't know, the universe have a weird way to put everything in order, and I think right now 2024 it's the right time to do this thing that was missing, and was something that was meant to be in 2014. I think that CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble and maybe main eventing WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, and main eventing WrestleMania Saturday, for example, is the right way to give to Caesar what is what Caesar want. Giving the people what they want. And L'Amico Leonard is the people. Uh, is the people choice, like the acclaimed. Speaking about Acclaim, I'm really happy and excited about seeing the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. And what we have left to say, dear friends, what we have left to say is the most important thing that I wanted to say since the beginning of this video, the return of TNA and the Art to Kill pay-per-view, the last TNA Impact show. I am not excited. I have good vibrations, I can say, about this return. I don't know. I have a weird feeling about this. Weird positive feeling about this TNA return, because I said that many times that the tagline for 2024 will be TNA WWE, because these will be the three crown jewels to watch and to focus on about professional wrestling: TNA, AEW, and WWE. And right now I'm sure about that, because I really am excited about TNA, about this return. Maybe it's also a nostalgic feeling for me, because this I was listening to the scientist from the Coldplay some moments before starting this video, and this logo, the TNA logo, this beautiful logo, made me think about the beginning of my passion for professional wrestling, because WWE was the beginning of my passion, of course, as I think anyone else in Italy and in Europe. WWE is like McDonald's. It's the most watched and most known promo and product from the business. But I saw WWE in its evolution, so I can connect myself and um, uh, my evolution personally. I can connect myself in every moment of my life thinking about WWE, because I can remember myself watching WWE in middle school. I can remember myself watching WWE in high school. I can remember myself watching WWE in university, and in the last few years from 2018 to these days. I when I think about the AEW, I think about my adulthood, my best and more intelligent, more smart way to uh, to love and to love and to protect the professional wrestling, the passion for profession, my passion for professional wrestling, the more wise way to watch professional wrestling. I think about AEW. When I think about the TNA logo, I really think about something freezed back in the day. I have when I think about the TNA and the TNA logo, I think about myself as a teenager, and that's it. So I can reconnect with my former self and remember the passion and reignite and continuing to reignite the flame. There is no need for reignite my flame because I I watch and love professional wrestling more than ever, and more than anything in this world, for sure. But I can remember that passion so genuine. I can remember myself watching TNA on Sky TV in Italy. I can remember reading about Tutto Wrestling, a wrestling magazine back in the day, speaking about TNA, about Pope D'Angelo De Niro. If I close my eyes, I can reconnect with a Tuesday afternoon in March 2010, and me reading a wrestling magazine, a Italian wrestling magazine about TNA, about the Pope D'Angelo Di Nero that was coming about TNA, and I have so few memories about TNA, but a childhood memories about TNA. So this give me a fresh and these are give me a rejuvenation, you can say, about my passion for pro wrestling, and I'm so happy about that logo. I'm so excited, and I really think that Scott D'Amore did a wonderful, amazing job with Impact, with the with getting back the passion for Impact, with the start of TNA, getting back the excitement for the return of TNA, and did an amazing job with Hard to Kill. Really, I really enjoyed the pay per view. I think that right now is the best show of 2024 so far, and I really thought watching that was a a precious and a special night. I watched it live in Saturday night, last Saturday night, and I had that feeling about something special. It wasn't a magnificent pay per view. There was not a match that, in my opinion, made me say, wow. There wasn't a match that is a five-star match, in my opinion. There wasn't a match so special that you can remember for years, for months. Right now it's really hard doing that because we have so much stuff that it's really hard to make someone remember a match for years and thinking about the match for a year or two like it was back in the day, because there are so many wrestling, so many shows that you watch a show and the day after there is another show for another company, so it's hard doing that. But there wasn't a match so special in my opinion. There was not a match that is a match of the year candidate in general, but the show was really special. There was a feeling, a connection with the crowd, and an atmosphere that was really special, in my opinion. I had a friend of mine that was there in Las Vegas, and I asked about that show, and he said to me that it was special. The energy that was in the arena in Las Vegas was really something of a special occasion. Watching the show live, I thought that uh, mm, it gave me a Double or Nothing 2019 vibes, kind of vibes. It gave me a ECW One Night Stand 2005 vibes, kind of like show. it gave me that vibes, that feeling about something special, something of a new beginning, a new birth, a new start for or the start of something new, like it was Double or Nothing in 2019 in that city in Las Vegas, or like it was in ECW One Night Stand 2005. Something that it's not the best show that you have ever seen, but it's something special. The energy, the atmosphere was really incredible. And the crowd was so involved in the show about the excitement of the return of TNA, and the show itself was really good. Was really good. I really loved the match for the X Division Championship. I loved the promo with Scott D'Amore and the AAA chairman. It was really great. I loved the Josh Alexander Hammerstone right match, and of course I loved the main event. Also, the women's match was great between Jordan Grace and Trinity, but the main event was really special with Moose winning the championship, coming after with the TNA logo on his back, and then the Nick Nemeth return and arrival to TNA. I don't know, the weird thing, and this is something that is like light in the bottle, right? It's something that you cannot explain, because the weird feeling about this is that there is no great difference between the last version of Impact Wrestling and this TNA. The wrestlers, the workers are basically the same. The roster is the same, but there is no difference. But the crowd and the fans are watching and perceiving, and the perception from the audience about the company is different. I don't know why. It's that logo, I think, and it's a logo that revolutionized the business. If I think about the most revolutionary companies in the history, I think about Ring of Honor, I think about ECW, I think about TNA. And AEW is the best ever, in my opinion, is the best company ever, but the revolution started with Ring of Honor, with TNA giving an alternative to WWE, and before in the 90s with ECW, giving the hardcore wrestling. The only bad thing about Art to Kill is that there was no hardcore match. There was in the countdown, there was Crazy Steve against Tommy Dreamer, but in the show there wasn't any kind of hardcore match, and TNA was famous for the hardcore, so I think that was a little bad thing about that. And that's it, I think. And of course, I have to end this video talking about the first TNA Impact show, the last TNA episode. It was amazing. If they did a great job with Art to Kill, I think that with the first Impact they really crossed the line, because the Nick Nemeth promo was fantastic, and the interaction with Steve Macklin was perfect. I loved Frankie Kazarian turning on Eric Young. And I really, really, really loved the main event between Josh Alexander and Will Ospreay. Really amazing. I think that Will Ospreay will go on to AEW, and he will do amazing things in All Elite Wrestling. But I really think that personally, if you can ask to him about that match, I think he will speak to you as one of his favorites, because Will Ospreay became a wrestler and became a wrestling fan watching TNA. So I thought to myself watching that match, how can you risk and put your body on the line so much in a company that you will perform there only once? Because after this match, Will Ospreay will leave TNA forever and will go down to AEW to end his run in New Japan with the steel cage, and will wrestle again. Will go down to AEW, right? But I think that he gave that match and gave to Josh Alexander the victory, and that's incredible because Josh Alexander defeating the best wrestler in the world right now, Will Ospreay, it's something unique. But I think that he gave his 100% because for him the TNA is so special because he 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 told us in TNA Plus before the show that watching Unbreakable 2005 Christopher Daniels Samoa Joe J style match made him a fan in first place. So I think that for him performing in a TNA ring is it's a out of body experience, you know. And that's insane. The match was really insane, and Josh Alexander winning is the perfect way to end the first episode. And the Scott Amore promo after the show was magnificent. So that's it. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. It's a good period for me. It's a good life. I'm really relaxed. I'm really. I have a big hope, and I have a big hope feeling for me for 2004 24 2024, and I think will be a great year for me and a great year for pro wrestling in general and for wrestling fans all around the world, but mostly in Europe. And we will see about that. Killing the fucking business. Goodbye, good night, and TNA WWE. Remember this tagline: TNA WWE. It's 2024, guys, and we are we have just started, and it's already on fire this year, and I'm so excited, really. Bye bye.